So, before starting this video, I would like to say 2025 was an horrendous year for me. It was an year of like 12 different setbacks on 12 different months. It was brutal. It was brutally bad. 2025 is my first adult struggle year. It was horrendous. Nothing went my way. Still haven't recovered from the kind of things that happened to me in 2025. Let's keep that in the mind and let's talk about a lot of positives which happened and let's get to the video. Hello guys, welcome to my most favorite video of the year, the 2025 year end review video. I made a 2024 year end review video last year and I explained what all I did in that year, what I wanted to do next year, and I completely forgot about it. Until last week one of my friend messaged me asking for my 2025 year end review because he liked the 2024 version. Then I thought this could be a really cool idea that I make one video every year. That will be my last video of that year, retrospecting what happened in the year, the goods, the bads, and the ugly. Which sounded really cool because after like an 8, 9, 10 editions, I could like come back and see in the first edition and see whether if I have improved over the years and what has happened, what has been my mindset. So today I went through my 2024 year end review to take the comparison pics to compare what happened last year and this year. The first main difference I see is the way I create content now. Last year it was too novice in the sense editing films is one of my profession back in the day. So I used to edit really well, but one of my main goal of this channel is to be as candid as possible and not indulge in any sorts of editing. So I make sure that I do only jump cuts between frames and I stitch things together and put it out. Just the video of 2024 and 2020 and the videos I'm making in the 2025, there is a huge improvement. That's the first improvement I see in this year. This is the 2024 wrap video, and this year I made around 9 videos. Roughly every video is about 30-35 minutes, 35-40 minutes. 40 minutes is like an average time. I tried something new this year. I did 6 live coding streams where I would just sit and like code for like an hour and a half. Most of these live stream videos were about 2.5 hours video. I sit for 2.5 hours and keep coding, and then if somebody enters my chat, I would talk to them, or mostly I just sit there and code. And then the most favorite video I have uploaded this year is this why and how I take notes as a programmer. I think a lot of people found it useful. And then the another favorite video is this how I do continuous deployment. This took a lot of work. Surprisingly for YouTube, I don't like put in any effort. I just take a random topic in my head. So I sit around like 11 p.m. and then I would like shoot for an hour and then edit for a couple of hours and then upload and then move on with life. So with this video, I wanted to since it was a little complex to explain how I do my continuous deployment, I did all the diagrams to explain it really clearly. So one major joy that I got this year is I would be randomly talking with people, and we would somehow come up with one topic or the other which I have uploaded in my channel. So what I do is I just know after the discussion I would like send them the link of the video, and the next day I would get comments that they like the video, they understood it better. So that felt really good this year. So this is my contribution chart of 2025. I used to say this very often. The number of commits isn't a measure for productivity. That is for an organization. For an organization, how many commits you make doesn't matter. It's about the impact. But as an individual programmer or an individual developer, the number of commits is a really good metrics of how consistent you are throughout that year. So in November, I focused on like studying something else, which took a lot of time. And then in August I had like serious mental breakdown, and apart from that I think I've been consistent. So one good thing about this chart is out of 52 weeks I've been almost consistent on around 48 to 49 weeks on Sundays. So almost every Sunday I've been sitting in my home and coding after my no after this generous weekday, which is a really good thing. So for first year we are hitting 1,000 contributions a year. Hopefully I try to maintain the same level next year. So I could visibly see the quality of code has increased since now I was able to gather a bit of audience. The moment I put out a work, people are able to try it out and give me the response. So there are real users at day zero. So I have this bug reports. I get instant feedback about the products which I built. So okay. So last year I talked about this social battery. So in this year, this two movie, what I meant was two movies in my home. I think I would have watched three movies in my home this year. I think I think three or four, but even more than two for sure. But I think three or four. Zero plus travel is same. Zero place travel. Absolutely traveled nowhere, and I don't see myself traveling anywhere, and I am okay with that. So I rarely cross a 10-kilometer radius, and I'm completely okay with that. Last year last year I was sad that I didn't travel anywhere. I wanted to try traveling, but this year I made peace with myself that traveling is not my cup of tea. It is very strenuous for my body. So interacted with someone outside. So this became even worse. Last year I interacted with someone outside. This year I constantly interact with three people. So I interact with three of my friends, in a regular basis. So which is bad. I don't know, quality more than quantity, so that is okay. I played one cricket match. So this year I gave up playing professional cricket. This is fine for me. Social batteries as of now, okay, I don't need any social battery because I have a singular goal and I'm running towards a singular goal, and all of the things other than that are distractions to me at this point. This is interesting. So last year I worked out 76 days. Before I dive into this workout, I use an app called Heavy, HEVY. I highly recommend everybody, if you are going to gym or doing anything else related to fitness, please download this app and use. You can use it as on social media as well. I am like a loyal supporter of Heavy. I my life depends on this app, so shout out to Heavy. So last year I worked out 76 days, which is bad, which is absolutely bad. You see, I haven't worked out in March because I was writing AWS exam. June I was writing the second AWS exam. September I was writing some other exam. August I was writing I don't know. August I was pushing to prod almost every single day. August of no 2024. So to get more time, I would just first cut my gym time and then allocate to my work. So that's why I worked out just 76 days. So 2025, the number of workouts have increased from 76 to 122, which is a huge jump. But no, towards the end, there's one huge slump. I was very consistent, so I took that resolution around December that I need to be more consistent. So I followed it religiously for the first half of 2025, and then I know I slipped. From 2025 June, I had severe mental breakdowns and problems to handle. So and then from July and it is all downhill. So the reason why things started becoming better at May is because I started working out with another, I'll say my senpai. Since I started working out together with him, so we would be accountable to each other, and we would turn up most of the days. So from July, I had my own troubles, and then I just fell off. Even though all in November, December, and October, you see the free spots, right? In those free spots, I would have either played badminton that day or I would have practiced cricket. Almost every day, I did badminton, cricket, or walking or whatever. I did physical activity for an hour, but I messed up with my eating habits because my eating habits is usually I don't measure food. So when I play competitive cricket for that season alone, I would like measure food and eat based on my coach's prescription. But no, remaining part of the year I just mindfully eat. Since my brain is severely toasted in the second half of 2025, I completely gave up on mindful eating, and I ate whatever I like. So that is something which I would start working on from tomorrow. So this is my workout split. Shoulder is fine because I would skip the fourth day. I had 4 days split, and I would consistently hit 3 days that week. So sometimes I miss shoulders, and I don't train abs, so that is fine. Some amount of success for my consistency needs to be credited to my coach Jaga. Coach Jaga will be definitely watching this video. Thank you so much, Coach Jaga, because he helped me a lot in fixing my binge eating and nutrition for the past few months. But I again fell off. I know Coach Jaga, you are definitely watching it. Thank you so much. So he really helped me to fix my ad hoc eating habits, and somehow in December I fell off, but I think so I'll continue to work with him like in a couple of weeks, and then no I'll fix things up. So I think yeah, I worked out consistently for 50 months, 50 weeks. I think apart from this 2 weeks in the December, at least I would have hit one day every week. See, November I hit one day each week, and except this 2 weeks, and I've been to gym no almost every week. That is all about my workout. Next is reading list. So I started reading books from October 2024. So I read approximately 5 books last year, two no non-technical and three technical books. So this was my wish list for me to read in 2025. Let's see whether I read anything or not. So Modern Operating System by Andrew Tannebaum. So I am like 3 chapters in this book. I read 3 chapters. I need to keep reading because I have an older edition of this book which is like 1980 19 I think 1990 edition of this book. There is one newer version of this book which is available, which talks about Linux and stuff. Computer Networks by James F. Kurose. I didn't have time to read this book. I don't think I will read this book anytime very soon. Database into this book is still there in my wish list. I wanted to read this book. At least I try to read this book in the second half of this year. This is one interesting book which I need to like read everything and understand, try implementing what's there in this book. So yeah. And Mythical Man Month by Friedrich Books Jr. This is the book I am currently reading. I'm currently reading this book. So yeah, this book I'll get it done. uh, Dan Bonnet and Victor Shub. So Dan Bonnet and Victor Shub is a cryptography book. They both are Stanford professionals, and they are like the go-to book for cryptography. Unfortunately, no, currently I don't work anything difficult, anything difficult like cryptography, which I used to work on 2024. So I didn't read this book. So what did I read this year? So I read about 19 books. I think one or two books are missing. So how did I read 19 books? Is I built this habit of reading before going to sleep. So I have trouble with sleep. So at 2024, what I would do is I would like code until I go to sleep, and I would doze off near my computer, and somewhere in the middle of the night I would wake up and go to my bed. One of my favorite engineer in my office, his name is Geo George. What he told me is I should like cut off my screen an hour before and do something fun so that no sleep will get fixed. So I just tried it off from that October, November, December to start reading books before I go to sleep and then go to sleep, which actually worked. So what I did is I made sure it is an habit that I read every single day before going to sleep, and then I go to sleep. So what I did is I went to this book exhibition and got a bunch of second-hand books. I was worried that what if I buy books and I give up on reading, so that it is just waste of money, right? So I just got this second-hand book, this wholesale book for weights like 1 kg for I think 300 rupees something, and then I brought it home and then I started reading in the first half of the year. In the middle of the year I had this slump, so I didn't do anything, and towards the end of the year I got myself a Kobo. So this is an e-reader. So I read a lot of American books, American technical books, which are extremely expensive here. One book is about 4,000, 5,000, and even at times I wouldn't be able to even get a copy of that book. So that's the reason why I got this e-reader, because one advantage of Kobo over Kindle is now I can like sideload books directly into this e-reader. So which is the reason why I was able to read these many books. So the favorite book of this year for me is this book called Kite Runner, because it had everything in it. That is my favorite book. That is my 5 on 5 book this year. And my another favorite book which I read this year is Animal Farm by George Orwell. It is a satirical take on Russian Revolution using animals. So I really like that book. Next year I hope I read even more fiction. I think I will definitely read more fiction. So in this year I read very few technical book. I think that needs to be improved. The technical books I read this year are Alan and Bob Learns Application Security. This is a phenomenal book. So now all the applications are in the web. So you got to write websites, you got to build websites. After reading this book, it gave me an confidence about what are the attack vectors which I need to protect. And so if I write a piece of front end code, I rarely write a front end code, but if I write a piece of front end code, I would uh, think from an security lens. And I read this concurrency in Go, which is my favorite book. I think I would keep going there again and again whenever I would need to refer something or the other. I half read this refactoring UI. So my UX engineer, he told me that this is one interesting book. This is by the authors of Tailwind CSS. So I read this book. I understood a lot of design principles. So as an independent software builder, it is very important for me to now understand the design principles of creating front end, because in the end I need to create all those front end, and now AI is really good enough to create front end. So understanding this design principles help me to build unique websites. So this modern operating system is work in progress. I think I will finish this year. So this is an interesting bit. These were the projects which I built on 2024. None of it is now when I look back at 2025, none of the projects were impressive or great projects. They were like okayish projects, but they are more in number because it was all small projects. If you ask me to build all these projects, I would build 5 out of 7 projects in it within a weekend. So it is fine. It is a good starting point last year to build that momentum this year. This year I didn't build these many number of projects, but I built quality products. So I built a game called Brain. The first product which I built this year was Brain Wars. It is a multiplayer quiz game. The demo video is in this channel. You can go check it out. And then I built one targeted ads microservices for a gambling company. These gambling companies deal with volumes of data, and this project is one of my favorite projects which I built for them. And then I built an industry grade incident tracker. Incident tracker is a very simple project to build, but people pay insane amount of money to get them. So I wanted to build one industrial grade incident tracker which all with has RBAC support, and it which has all the support which they needed, you can log incident in bulk using PDFs and all. These are very premium features which these companies get insane amount of money from corporations. So I wanted to build something which is industrial grade, which companies can self host, but they don't have to pay me anything because it is an open source project. So a couple of companies are started using this incident tracker, which is good. And then the final project and my favorite project of this year, Hannah Mark. So uh, one good thing happened this year is I started building this digital garden. I started to increase my presence on the internet, and one such way is blogging. So to make blogging efficient, I built a blog engine called Hannah Mark, which I kept using it, which is the sole reason why I was able to build that blogging community, build that social community where about it hits roughly about 10,000 impressions per week. So this static file generated engine was the key reason why I had zero friction. All I do is go write my blog on a markdown file, and I click Ctrl S. It will convert it into HTML. It will do all those things. So it was very easy for me to blog. I'll just go write the markdown files and then click save, and everything will be there on the internet. I built the first version of early this year, and I kept using it throughout the year. And then few of the folks asked me how I am blogging. I told them this is how I blog, and they were very interested in trying out the project. So I spent my whole December rewriting the static site engine so that even everybody can pick it up and work. I think it is out now. I think I pushed a build today. I think it is out. Next year I wanted to even reduce the project number, and no, I wanted to focus on quality over quantity. Okay, final part. Goals for 2026. So 2025 was horrendous. So I have no idea what should I even dream about. More about diving deep into the underwaters of computer science. So even backend seems to be a higher level of abstraction for me in 2025. So in 2026, I need to even go below that, understand things from bottom up, and focus more on systems programming, understanding the systems, understanding low level programming, keep doing a lot of low level stuff, delve into technologies which really makes me feel uncomfortable. And another goal is to write consistently. I have now built an considerable audience. Now I need to channel that and write and put out my thoughts. My goal still remains the same. Everything I've learned is from the internet, and it is my moral duty to give back to the same internet. uh, it doesn't have to be something viral that everybody consumes, but at least put it as a digital archive that someday somebody can find it out and find it very useful. I think that is the goal. So I'm still grinding. I'll still grind even more harder.